Good morning. So today we're going to continue with simplifying radicals, but we're going to simplify radicals with coefficients. So when we put a coefficient in front of the radical, we are multiplying it by our answer after we simplify. So it's very important that you realize that once you take the square root of your perfect square, it's multiplying with that coefficient. So there's an example done here for you so you can follow the process. So we have 6 radical 125. So the 6 gets brought down, and then we want to break radical 125 into 2 factors, one of which is a perfect square. So 125 would be 25 times 5. You take the square root of your 25, which is 5, but it's getting multiplied by that 6 that was outside the radical. And then the radical 5 gets brought down. So now you multiply your two numbers to get 30, bring down your radical 5. So we keep bringing down each piece and multiply at the end. So let's do some practice with examples 1, 2, and 3. So we have -4 radical 12. So radical 12, the perfect square factor that I can think of, which is the largest one, would be 4 and 3. So I want to rewrite this as -4 times radical 4 radical 3. Now you're going to take the square root of that perfect square. The square root of 4 is 2. So that -4 gets brought down. It's going to multiply with 2, and then you bring down the radical 3, and then now I'll multiply. -4 times 2 is -8 radical 3. So that would be our simplified answer. Number 2, we have -2 radical 48. So the largest perfect square factor of 48 would be 16, and 16 multiplies with 3 to give us 48. So I'm going to rewrite this as -2 radical 16 radical 3. I'm going to take the square root of my perfect square, which is 4. So now I'm going to have -2 times 4 radical 3. And then we'll multiply together -2 times 4, which is -8 radical 3. So we just happen to get the same exact answer. And last one, number 3, we have half radical 250. So 250, the two factors of 250, one of which a perfect square, would be 25 and 10. So we'll have half radical 25 radical 10. I'm going to take the square root of my 25, which is 5. So we have half times 5 radical 10. And then when I multiply half times 5, instead of writing it as a mixed number, I'm just going to write it as an improper fraction. So half times 5 would be 5 over 2 radical 10. And that would be my simplified answer. So now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to try to do the practice problems 4 through 8 the best that you can. And when you are done, just make sure to submit your work to me. I will check all of your work, and then I will submit feedback to you so you know where your mistakes are. Okay? If you have any questions, just make sure you send me a message anytime. Have a great day.